Good evening. Good evening. Give me a thumbs up if you all can see me and can hear me, whether you're live or online. Give me a thumbs up. For the rest of you, I can't see your face, then just if you're not wearing anything, it's fine. Just show a thumbs up. It's fine. Excellent. So, okay, I think just want to do a little recap about what Swiss said. I'm not into branding. I get mistakenly a lot of that. But I would say there's so many people who claim to be better in branding than me. Okay, I'm still learning. It's a journey. I feel it's a long-term journey. And right now, more than ever, while I'm talking on showing the logos, right? If we put your face out there, how many people would know what you do? I'm serious. If you put your face out there on social media, whether on WhatsApp or on any social platform, can people immediately say, hey, that's Swiss? She's in, she does a lot of real estate. She's in residential, she's in commercial. That's the go-to girl. How many of you can say that without a shadow of doubt? That's what they say when they see my face. Give me a raise of hands. How many? And the rest of you are silent. I'm not sure. I can't see your face. Normally, I love to go live interactions, but today all I can do is probably see a raise of hands. Excellent.
Some virtual.
I missed it, Swiss.
There are some virtual hands. Yeah.
Nice. So someone, if you're online, love to have some participation. If you're offline, you're there in the seat, you know what? Just wave your hand and I'm sure the team will actually just give a shout out. So I'm going to share my slides and I just, fingers crossed that all will be smooth. In a moment, I'm sharing right about now. Okay. Give me a little thumbs up if you all can see it, can hear my slide, can see my slides. Yes, excellent. So the first thing I want to say is actually a big Happy New Year, right? I heard that I'm the first speaker and you know what? It's also quite pressure, a lot of pressure. I'm not sure Pastor Joe was wanted to invite me back after a long 1.5 year, escape. So big shout out to whoever's there, present, offline, in physical, and online as well. A big Happy New Year, right? I want to say I'm very delighted to be here again. Love to express my personal appreciation to Pastor Joe. Swiss behind the scenes has been doing amazing work, and of course the workplace at the River team. They've been doing a lot of we call that tech teething way before anyone turned up. So big kudos to each and every one of you. But most importantly, for those who decided to take your precious time out today to just come out here, like, what does this guy have to say about what fundamental forces of business owners? Just a show of hands, how many of you are actually business owners out there in the room? Just type me if you're in the chat. If you're not a business owner, then probably you're a solopreneur. Love to hear it as well. So yeah, so I know what sort of examples to give. Okay, and seeing this picture over here, this is not the exact on the slide, right? This is not the exact picture that I took when I went whitewater rafting, but I think what I learned in whitewater rafting, I want to share with you. Okay, and one of the big lessons that the person teaching me how to whitewater raft was the fact that no matter what you do, if you fall into the water, okay, you want to go with the current. Literally go it. Do not, he said, do not try to swim your way out of it. Okay, no matter, I was telling people that, you know what, I used to have a V-shaped body figure. If I stand up, you probably laugh. Now I have an A shape thanks to the lockdown. And competed on a national level for swimming. And I said like, if I fall into the water, what's the worst thing to happen? I'll just float or swim away. And he said, no. For those who think that you're really good in swimming, that's the worst thing you want to do. Okay, so I want to share with you what are the fundamental forces that if you were to do, especially if you want to start a business, you're already in business, or you're actually moving to another business, is that this is not something you should know. It's something you should focus on. Okay, it's something you should really focus on because a lot of times in life, it's control. What do you have control over versus what you don't have control over? And most of the time, we want to be in a space or we have more control. Why? Why is that important? Because control gives us some sort of certainty. Okay, control gives us some sort of certainty. Now, is certainty important? Because right now there's so much uncertainty, and it'd be good to have a little certainty in all that we do. So that's the first thing we'll talk about is what are those forces that you have control over and what are the forces you do not have control over. Okay, I will focus more on things that we have more control. And of course, for those we don't have control, a prayer goes a long way, right? Okay, I'm going to change slides. And all right, excellent. So you see the word business is. Now, fill in the blanks when you see this word business is. What comes to mind immediately? So type it in. What comes to mind when they say business is? What comes to mind? What is it for you? Is it, oh my goodness, business is boring. Business is exciting. Business is dead for me. Business is growing exponentially. What is it for you? Type it in. Okay. So now I'd like to share this right now. I'm not going to the forces yet, but I would like to think that business is almost like a glass that people say is half full. Okay. Business, if you're optimistic, which most entrepreneurs, business owners are very optimistic, good for you. There are also some people who are seriously pessimistic because the last 2 years, they have been beaten down. Literally, I have friends who are billionaires become bankrupt. I have friends who are doing so well, who owns islands, own expensive cars, exquisite stuffs. They've lost it all literally overnight. So now they are seriously so pessimistic, right? So what I want to encourage you is that, can we be more of a realist? How can we be more realist? Is by responding consciously to the things that are going to happen to us rather than react compulsively. Okay, when I was young, studying in my fit out tables in my room, I remember a cockroach crawl up my leg. I don't know how many of you are afraid of cockroaches. I was not, but imagine studying in a table, there's those building cabinets, building tables in your room, and a cockroach or something crawled up your leg. What would you do? You probably jump out and scream, right? And like, what the hell was that? And from then onwards, I'm telling you, that's the moment that, you know what, every time I see a cockroach, my little hair from the little finger all the way up my body still stands, no matter how much so-called treatment therapy that I've gone through. Okay, if you know some secret technique to make it wash away, I'd love to hear about it. But my mother is the opposite. When she sees a cockroach, she will take a hand, she'll catch it with her hands, or she'll step on it, literally, and I don't know what, but the reason I'm telling you is this: instead of reacting compulsively because we have been really hit badly, regardless of size of where you are, whether you're a big business, a small business, or medium-sized business, we've all been affected. True, we've all been affected. So let's be more conscious of what sort of decisions we make and what sort of actions can we have more control of. Okay, so the first force I want to talk about is what is your business DNA? If you're starting out, you're probably going into your own business or you're advising someone, I'll ask you the first question is, what is your business DNA? Now, I'm not going to go into how to pronounce the word DNA. You can Google it and do the Google pronunciation. It's a really long word, but a DNA is basically, it's a cell. If not, it's a cell in every living thing. It carries all the information of how we develop, we function, we grow. And you know what? If you look at your nose, you're probably having your great grandmother's nose on your face. Literally. Why? Because of the DNA. So now the important thing I want to bring up, the first force is this. Is your DNA because of the pandemic or because of what affected you now? Before this, you were an amazing bee. You were flying around, you were looking for honeys, and then you were serving, you're doing very well, and you're just doing the best you can, and you were like a bee. But right now, because you know what, we are actually not way below the survival line, our reserves have gone down so low, we're now like a fly. We're flying around everywhere, buzzing, looking for opportunities, looking for a lot of things that are probably not what we want. Like flies, right? I don't know about you, but flies are annoying and they stick on your food, they just fly around. And I'm asking you, the first force you need to look at is what is your business DNA? We want to have the same DNA as a bee. Why? But not just any bee. If you're a leader of an organization, if you are actually the head of a company, right? I want you to focus on this thing called a queen bee role. Now, if you those know about bees a little bit, I have a little farm. Love to invite you there when the MCO is fully lifted, right? And we have bees there, those stingless bees. And I learned a little bit about it and talk about the queen bee. And what is the queen bee's role? Is to unite the colony and, of course, lay lots of eggs, right? But as a business owner, what is your role? What are your top 2 roles that you need to do for your company, for your business? Now, if you have the wrong business DNA, you have a fly DNA, right? What happens? You'll be just going and grabbing every little opportunity, big or small, almost like the shiny object syndrome. You'll be just jumping from opportunity to opportunity, right? As opposed to just fixing and focusing. What are your efforts? So as a business owner, your role is to unite your company, whether it's your internal team or your outsourced team, align them through vision, through values, and of course, most importantly, can you work with the right people or even hire the right people? So that's the first force, okay? Start with, what is your DNA right now? What are your mindsets about how moving forward is? I have some friends I'm talking to who were doing very well 2 years ago, but now they said, you know what? I know for sure that COVID-20 is coming. I know another Omicron 3.0 something will come in, and they are living in fear. So instead of being a pessimist, let's be a realist. Okay, what's happening right now, and let's make proper decisions. So that's the first one. Okay, what is your business DNA? And the next one is this: 2 levels of products. So a product, almost Malaysia, 90%, 90-95% of companies sell a product, right? You may claim that we also sell services, but in form, it's a product. So if I want to put product into some sort of understanding, there are only 2 things each of us must know. If you are selling a product, whether it's real estate, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's even a service for a spa, right? Do you focus on product development, or do you focus on product quality? Punch it in. What do you focus on? Do you focus on product development or product quality? Which do you focus on? Let's see it. I'll look at the chat right now. Okay, so Ralph, product quality, product development, Swiss. How about the rest? Still guessing? Flip a coin? Not sure yet. Sue, excellent. Product quality. Okay, so you're a smart cats. Okay, all you are just amazing out there. And I'm sure Swiss was just trying to balance the scale and just to entertain us, right? So majority of business owners, whether it's entrepreneurs or startups or even business owners, they focus a lot on product development. A lot. They don't even bother about the product quality to a certain extent. They don't even bother like whether the customer wants the product or not. So they focus a lot on product development. In short, right now, is it fair to say there is just so much competition out there? Competition seen and unseen. It's just basically ridiculous because it's so competitive. Right now, we need to focus more on product quality. Okay, that's the first bit. The second force you need to look at. Now, when we talk about products or services, right, 3 types. You're going to write it down, 3 types, okay? The first type of product you need to offer the market right now because the market is really soft. We don't have a lot of disposable income or firepower, if you will. Our first product we need to sell is actually a life raft product. What's a life raft product? A life raft product is a product we call a bake. So when I had my first child, and then my wife saw this advertisement, what diaper? Every customer that comes here only can buy 1 packet of diaper. This brand diaper, I won't promote any brands here, right? Only 1. And guess what? Darling, you must go and buy. I said, why? It's so cheap. You must go and buy. Guess what? I rushed there. It's sold out. But since I'm there, I may as well buy something else. Right? I parked the car. I paid whatever it is. So it's called a bake. So that's called a life raft product. You need to have the first level, the base level, right? The second level is a speedboat product. What's a speedboat product? A speedboat product is a product we call a core product. That is what feeds you. That's what pays your bills. Okay. But the highest product that a lot of people are avoiding or neglecting or don't focus on is what I call cruise liner products. What are products? They are trendy. Like you chase after the latest iPhone. Now, how many of you honestly chase after a new car, new Hermes bag, new earring, new something, right? So what's trendy? But how about your products? Do you reach out to your customer and tell them, hey, this is the latest product, it's the most trendiest products? So these are the 3 types of products you need to have. And you make sure, the second force to look at, is product quality, because we are now competing not on the local level, but regional. And is it fair to say we're competing on a global level, whether you like it or not? This is the second force. Okay. The third force, it's supposed to change anytime soon. It refuses to let me change. Just a second. Ah, excellent. Okay. Is that, guess what? There's only so much you can do. We all have 24 hours a day, whether is it from a beggar to a billionaire. We all have 24 hours. So most important thing is to recruit people. And the key role in network marketing, some of you are in it, is that they talk about one friend looking for two friends looking for four friends, and so on and so forth, right? Is recruiting. Now, who do you recruit? Do you recruit everyone? And sometimes when I speak to, whether is it leaders of organizations, they say, you know what, it's a numbers game. And when they tell me that hiring is a numbers game, I said, honestly, you do not know what you're doing, right? Because we all have limited time, limited resources. It cannot be a numbers game. So here are some guidelines for you as a third force. When you are looking for talents, okay, the point is to duplicate yourself and improve the customer experience, thereby giving better product quality to your customers. Because why? The two most important things that customers want today is performance and trust. The rest is out the door already. They're looking at how can this product or service perform for me, right? There's not really any loyal customers. There are some, depending on your brand, but you know what? They have the trust. They have built the trust. Like Swiss was showing a lot of logos just now. And if you could name 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10, they've built a lot of trust. And guess what? They have these kind of talents in their organization. Okay? So take this down. The first type of people that you need to hire or work with is eagles. And when I give you an analogy of eagle, that comes to mind, the bald-head eagle from the US, you know, if you're on a dollar bill, basically eagles want to fly high. They see from a very far distance, they know what they want, they go after it. Those are eagles. Now, how about those who are not eagles yet, but they're like baby eagles? They are eaglets, right? So this is what people call mentees. If you speak to someone who is probably 5-10 years younger than you, and you feel that, wow, this person has potential, right? This person sees far. Now, when I spoke to Swiss, I was really interested about her, and she seems like an amazing eagle, you know? And she said, I'm probably not there yet, but you know what? She's probably on that path in that direction. So the first people you want to work with are eagles. The second people you want to avoid are crows. Now, why are crows? Crows are opportunists. You know what? Every time when someone's about to die, you watch, you know, those horror movies, there's always a black crow. Oh, wait, it's always a black crow. So how do you know that the talent that you hire or work with is an opportunist? They're not loyal. Anytime someone increases their salary or their benefits by a little bit, 50 ringgit or some small amount, or give you extra dental care, they're away. So these are the people you want to avoid. It's very easy, right? Just get to know them first. And you'll see that it will just reveal itself, right? And a third type of people you want to consider, but try to put them at arm's length, are pigeons. Okay, pigeons are people who go with the flow. They're the majority. They're like, okay, Sarah, what will be, will be. And you know what? Those people are good if you want to help hire them, but they're only good in doing what we call mundane clerical work, administrative work. These are pigeons. So if you're looking for talent, 3 types of talents you need to look at. Ask yourself, is that person an eagle? Is that person a crow? Or is that a pigeon? Okay, so those are 3 types for you. There's a third force, hiring talent so that you can scale not just yourself, but your business as well. Okay, now, once you have the team, right, what's most important is, do you have the customers? Because you need to take care of them, right? They all look up to you. They want to follow you. So there are 4 kinds of customers I want you to look at for your business right now. Okay, the first kind of customers I encourage, right, and I hope you have some of them, are what I call whales. What are whales? Whales are huge animals in the ocean, one of the biggest, right? On land and on sea, even in the sky, right? And what are whales in real life? In business, whales are big projects. Either you work with governments, you work with corporates, you work with platforms. I'm blessed to work with organizations like incubators, accelerators, whether it's locally, regional, or globally. And are you working with whales? That's one of them. Biggest one. The second one are dolphins. Are you working with dolphins? Now, who are dolphins? Dolphins are people who help you get you a life or a living. So they give you good cash flow, they love you, but unfortunately, they cannot afford you. So what do you do with people? They probably know a lot of whales. Nurture them, serve them, guide them, assist them. And one day they may be whales, right? You never know. The third type of customers are sharks. Sharks, as easy when they smell blood or when they see a profit, when they see an opportunity, they're the first there. But guess what? When there's no food, they are gone. These are the customers that actually, you know what, when you pay $10, they want $30. They ask you for every single little benefit. If you're buying a house and you're an agent, guess what? The sharks will ask you, hey, got free S&P, got free keychain, and they ask you for all sorts of ridiculous things. They will ask and ask and ask. These are sharks. Okay. And the fourth kind of customer you need to look at is anchovies, small fishes. So what are the customers you are serving right now? Are you serving whales, dolphins, sharks, or anchovies? And if you're serving sharks, you want to keep them or slowly remove them. Unless, of course, these sharks are big, great white sharks, and they are the ones giving you what we call branding by association. They give you that. So, but keep them at arm's length so you know what you're dealing with. Okay. So these are the 4 kinds of customers I want you to reflect and look at your own business, or even sometimes look at it, your friends. How many of them are actually whales, dolphins, sharks, or anchovies? Okay. And of course, the fifth force. What's the fifth force? The fifth force is financial ruin. A lot of us have gone through some tough times, some more than others. There's a saying I heard that resonated a lot with me was the fact that we are all in the same storm, just in different boats, but we are all in the same storm, right? And so what are key indicators? The key indicators right now is this. Do you take stock of the 5 most important things in your finance? Which is number 1. What are the costs of living? Do you even know how much you are spending right now? Are you using apps to record how much you're eating, spending, sleeping, enjoying yourself? Do you have an app that manages that for your personal? But for your business, what are some indicators? I call them a dashboard, right? How do I run more than 24 companies? People ask. I said, because I have a dashboard, a 2-page document that gives me information of what I know do I need to look for into the business, which is right now, what are the costs of materials? What are the costs of labor? What are the costs of machinery? And guess what? A lot of times people are saying tax is the last thing on their mind. They don't even save enough money to put over tax. It's something that you scramble and try to pay tax or unfortunately avoid tax, right? And fees. A lot of people are actually taken back about moratorium right now. The fees are hitting a lot of people. So what are the financial indicators that you need to look at for your own business? Are you seriously looking at it? Because I know this for sure, whether is it from solopreneurs all the way to listed company bosses, they still have a habit of, what's my bank account? And they make decisions on the bank account. And that's the worst thing you want to do, because the bank balance, bank account is not a good indicator. Okay, with that, you know what? I'm going to move to my last slide. You know what? If you want to reach out, have a bit more conversation, I can be found, Dato James Fu on Insta, Facebook, or LinkedIn. And I'd love to have another Q&A session, right, with each one of you.